What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and CreateSpace. A link will be in the description box below as usual. This video is entitled Men Don't Owe Feminism. I've been sitting here thinking, like a long time ago I made a video entitled Feminism and Racism Follow the Same Business Model, right? Which they do, in my opinion. But the thing about it is, just like black people don't owe racism anything, men don't owe feminism anything. Now, you could say men owe matriarchy something, because the agreement is between patriarchy and matriarchy, right? But feminism isn't a part of that deal. And I sit down and all of the factions birthed out of feminism, you don't get to participate in the benefits of patriarchy. Men don't owe you that. Men don't owe you the benefits of patriarchy and gynocracy, you know, gynocentrism, whatever. Men don't owe you the benefits of patriarchy and polyamory, right? Men don't owe you. And the reason I'm saying it is because when I was a kid, I still remember that commercial. Anything you can do, I could do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. And the thing about that is, feminism is really women's platform to show and prove. So if you feel like you can do better than us, and you are better than us, there comes a point where you gotta show, you know. And what keeps going back and forth with feminism and its factions of feminism and its breakoffs and its little feminism babies is everybody in it always runs back to men. You need to do this. You need to do that. If you were to do this. No, that's your problem. That's your problem. Because, see, it mirrors racism. And what I mean by that is this. We live in a country where white people are at the top of the food chain. All of them being on top does not, pretty much the bulk of it is just taking credit for other people's work. When you say, oh, white people did something, you got to ask yourself, did white people do this? Did white people do it really? Or did white people take credit for it? Did white people create these things, or did white people take credit for these things being created, right? It always goes down to that. You know, were white people the innovators or the benefactors? And that goes with the lack of respect sometimes. Like, you didn't really do nothing. Because the way society is set up, you see all these people having this slavery mentality where they want to get a bunch of people to do work for them, but they get the lion's share of the money. And that's the same thing with feminism. Feminism wants men to do the lion's share of all of the patriarchal, contract, but they want the lion's share of all the benefits under feminism. You don't get that. Because if you don't need men and you don't need a man, You don't need that man. You should build your own houses. You should have your own construction companies. And you can't say you don't have the money because y'all got a lot of money from family courts. See, men, in some ways, with the family court system, even leveled the playing field for women back in the day. But now, it's completely uneven, again, just in women's favor. And since women still want to be married, but since women initiate 70% of the divorces, and women benefit from the marriage and divorce financially, women benefit from family courts as far as child support with the children, and women are benefiting from society catering to them in schools and everything else, and sometimes hiring and all that other stuff. Y'all been had the capital to start doing things on your own. So to say that things won't get better until men do something is asinine, because men don't owe you. There are men who've been married who've given women half of their wealth. There are men who worked on jobs who have to give women that they were married to half of their retirement, even, and they may be 10, 20 years away from retiring. So what does that say? So men can't owe feminism. Matter of fact, it's the other way around. But here's my issue. Women have had the bulk of the children, right? And they've been grooming these boys to be effeminate so they can be controllable, so they can do their bidding. You can say what you want, but that's how it's been. That ain't worked either.
I can't do this anymore. I'm so tired.
Because your effeminate minions aren't building for you either. Because one thing we talk about sometimes is emasculating boys, right? They won't build for you because you emasculated them. See, being masculine can be toxic. So what's toxic is all your benefits too. All the benefits from masculinity is toxic too. So you're on your own. And now you're going to have ladies flipping out about that. Because when you ask, what do feminists, what does feminists or feminism do for men? Nothing. But feminism has the audacity to feel like they're entitled to everything men do. But why? If you're the better species, the better sex, you should be able to lead by example because you wanted equality, right? Excuse me. So you should be able to do equal things. And this is what happens what we're seeing currently in society. Well, women ain't really going into the STEM fields because it's not that thing. Women not going into harder labor jobs because they don't want that kind of issue. Now they put out that thing that women were going to be drafted now. Well, they have to apply for service. Some women got bent out of shape about that. Well, some of y'all going to have to die. Defending your country. Not being a nurse. Not being IT. Front lines getting shot at. And guys on the front lines ain't got time to be hearing your screams. And when people get bum rushed, you can't be screaming and crying giving away your position. Because you're emotional. That's not how we do things. You're not getting everybody killed. Just saying. You know, because the problem with this is, if you can't, you know how people talk about with social justice, they tell other groups to hold their own nuts. So men are telling feminists to hold your own nuts. And now ladies are having a problem with that. Because let some of these ladies tell it, it's an issue because the society ain't just perfect enough for them to take advantage of all of their ingenuity. That's bull. Women are the majority of the consumers. So why shouldn't they be majority of the producers? And I'm talking about women under feminism, like the women who still want to have the value of patriarchy and matriarchy working together. I'm not talking about that. If they want the benefits of men, they're under that patriarchal matriarchal agreement. They get the protection and the provision and all that other stuff, right? But all you other ladies who want to be adversarial towards men, but then want men to do something for you, no, you don't even have a friendship like that where you have a friend that you tell, you know what, friend, really, I don't like you. You're my enemy. I hate you. I'm going to undermine you at every turn. But if you go out, you got to take me with you in your pain. If you break off this friendship, I still need the benefits of being friends with you. And I'm not going to do nothing for you, friend. No, even friends don't do that. Like, treat people how you want to be treated, right? So to think that men are going to do something for feminists and feminism is ridiculous. You see why the marriage rates are declining and dating sucks and birth rates are declining and men are opting out of a lot of these things? It stems from a society that is filled with feminists and feminism ideology. If it ain't a good deal for us, why are we taking it? We're not. All the benefits of the dysfunctional situations that men had to take on were under patriarchy and matriarchy. You see, when you started attacking the little boys in school for being boys, and started propping up the little girls and wanting the boys to act just like the girls, that's where you started going downhill. Because it's one thing when adults draw a line in the sand with each other. But see, once you involve children, the gloves come off. And since you involve the children in this, and you demonize the little boys, and you demonize and use the teenage boys, and you use and manipulate the young adults, and you make fun of the older men that are adults for being patriarchs, you have a problem. Big problem. And now it's a problem that you got to fix, not us. We out.